in about 1 hour, I need to go out to receive a warning from a Chinese immigration officer. I just want to take this time to do a bit of complaining. I'm not complaining about China. I would never do that. But, you know, this is just one of those things. I'm an American living in China. I know, I look Chinese. I am Chinese. I'm a Chinese American. I was born in the US, but anyway, as an American living in China, you just have to deal with stuff once in a while. So I've been living here for several years, and every year I need to renew my work visa. Middle of November, I started my visa renewal process because my visa was going to expire at the end of December. So I thought if I started at the middle of November, I would have plenty of time. So I did what I normally would do. I sent my passport and my documents to my visa renewal agency, and they received my stuff, and then they told me that my passport had run out of pages. And I'm like, no, it's not out of pages. It has 1 page left. And they told me that the last page cannot be used because the last page is used for adding more pages to the passport. So I'm like, fuck. Okay, send me back the passport. I'll go to the consulate to add pages to the passport. So I got my passport back and I went to the American consulate in Shanghai. They told me, oh, I have to make an appointment and I have to make the appointment online. I'm like, fine. Okay, so I went home, went online, went to book an appointment, and I found out I have to book weeks in advance. Like I thought I was going to be able to like book for that afternoon or book for the next day or something. The next availability was like 2 or 3 weeks away. I don't remember. So I booked it, and that was going to be an issue because 3 weeks away, that was going to be like the end of the first week of December. And my passport was going to expire at the end of December. So there was like very little time for me to renew my passport. And so I called the consulate and I asked them, is there like an expedited passport service? And they told me that there is no expedited passport service anymore. There used to be, but now they don't have that option. They do have another option now though, which is to get an emergency passport. This is something that I just learned. An emergency passport is like a regular passport, except it only has like a couple of pages and it's only good for 1 year. So I'm like, okay. And then on the date of my appointment, I went to get the emergency passport. Oh, I forgot to mention, the reason that I got a new passport instead of adding pages to my existing one is because they don't do that anymore. They don't add pages to existing passports. So I had 1 page left on my existing passport. Why couldn't they use that? But anyway, rules are rules, I guess. Where was I? I had to go through so many steps. So I now had the new passport, but my new visa was on the emergency passport, and I had to transfer that over. So I talked to the visa agency, and I asked them, okay, well, how long is this going to take? And I think they told me 8 working days. But here's the thing, 8 working days, we calculated it. 8 working days would have been February 4th. And the visa agency, they start their Chinese New Year holiday break on February 5th, which means that if there were to be any kind of delay, then I wouldn't get my passport back until after Chinese New Year. I didn't know if I was going to travel during Chinese New Year. I might need my passport. So I decided that, okay, I would begin the transfer process, transferring the visa from the emergency passport to the new passport. I would do that right after Chinese New Year. So it's right after Chinese New Year now. I sent both my passports and the application documents and stuff to the visa agency. A couple of days went by, I emailed them, asked them, hey, did you receive my stuff? I got an email back saying, yes, we got your stuff, but because your new passport was issued over 1 month ago, due to regulations, the immigration officer needs to give you a warning. Dude, I did this because of Chinese New Year. You know, this is like one of the reasons I really dislike Chinese New Year. I mean, it just makes everything inconvenient. My new passport was issued like in the middle of January. I think it was like, okay, I got the email from the American consulate on January 15th. I don't know what the issue date was on the passport itself because I don't have the passport right now. The passport is with the visa agency. But today is February 14th. So in my mind, it hasn't been a month. But I don't know, whatever. I just gotta go and get this over with. Gotta go and receive my warning. So supposedly, once I've received my warning, the visa agency will be able to move my visa from the emergency passport to my regular passport, and then everything will be fine. I hope everything will be fine because I don't want to deal with this anymore. Again, I've been dealing with this since November of last year. Anyway, so a few lessons to be learned. First, check your passport. At least if you're an American, check your passport. Make sure there's more than one page left because you can't use the last page, even though they don't add pages anymore. So make sure you have enough pages left before you renew your visa. And another thing to remember is to keep track of when the Chinese New Year holiday is. You see, what I should have done was kept the emergency passport until after Chinese New Year and then get the regular passport. But I was afraid that I would forget, so I wanted to get things done as soon as possible. So I should have known better. Keep track of the calendar. China has so many holidays. Like, it's not just Chinese New Year. There's the Chinese National Holiday also. There's the Spring Autumn Festival. A lot of long holidays in China. So you just gotta keep track of those because they're gonna interrupt your plans. Like they always do. I don't like having so many holidays. God. Anyway, thanks for watching my rant. I gotta go receive my warning now. Hey, I'm back. I got my warning. I had to go to this big government building called the Entry and Exit Bureau. I was kind of expecting to meet this like middle-aged man with a cigarette and a, officer's uniform, and he was going to be like, "You broke the laws of the People's Republic of China," or something like that. But it wasn't like that at all. I just had to meet with my visa agent there, and then with him I went to one of the many windows there, like window 1, window 2, window 3. It's kind of like a bank. And there was this kind-looking lady sitting behind the window. She was in an officer's uniform, but she looked like a nice person. Actually, she barely said anything to me. The only thing she said to me was, "When was the last time I entered China?" And I was like, I don't remember. And then I had to sign this paper which said, "I will abide by the laws of the People's Republic of China." So I signed it. And then the lady, she was just behind the window typing stuff. And that was about it. The whole thing took like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at most. And most of the time I was just sitting there waiting for her to finish typing whatever she was typing. And that's it. That was literally it. So I got my warning. I mean, there was no like verbal warning or anything. It was more of an inconvenience. But yeah, lesson learned. Check and make sure you got enough pages in your passport and be aware of holidays.